believe that we get to a better society simply by saying what a better society would look like. In fact, I believe that you construct the better society by criticizing the problems and the contradictions of the current society. I think it's much more important than saying, wouldn't it be nice if we had this? I think it's much more important to say, this is a problem and for this reason. Because when you say stateless, does it mean you agree with the anarchists? No, because the end goal of Marxist-Leninists is also a stateless, moneyless society. I agree with communists. Anyways, I'm not an anarchist. It's not that I disagree with everything that anarchy people say. I think what you are doing with your Bernie or bust anti-liberal stance is voter suppression. Any comment? I think that's pretty fucking stupid if you actually believe that, but you can do it if you want. What a dumb take. If you don't have a better alternative, what's the point of criticism? Well, I hope you understand exactly what he just said. The point of criticism is specifically to create the next thing. Like, you have to understand, you cannot just present a utopia that you've thought of without a critique. You can't do that. And here's the problem. Most of our criticism of capitalism was made a century or more ago. Like, is there criticism of it today? Yes, absolutely. But here's the reason why I flat out I don't believe in just presenting these specific solutions. I believe that you get people invested in a specific solution, and when it doesn't look like that, they're not going to be happy. Here's the thing. When you describe stateless, moneyless society, stateless, moneyless, classless society with a mode of production that is no longer based on exploitation, you're describing both what Marxist-Leninists want and what anarchists want. Both of them want that. However, when you say I want anarchism, then you get all the Marxist-Leninists on your ass. When you say I want to try to form communism through a party or what have you, then the anarchists get all up your ass. Believe me, I get both of them all up my ass because I don't really believe in any specific path. I just flat out don't believe that having this big... Do you think autonomous zones are the beginning of one part of the solution? I think that the beginning of the solution... There is no beginning of the solution. The solution is always... It's always going. We're constantly in the solution. It just has to be, you keep pushing forward. So if we can't work against capitalism as a job under capitalism, how do we justify others, our beliefs, if we can't back it with action? That's the point. That's the point of the documentary. You found it. You found the point. Like, here's the thing. We're all liberals. We all have to accept liberalism to some extent. The work that we can do against the system, isn't that how Destiny strawmans leftists? By creating a strawman utopia and then criticizing utopia. Exactly. And the problem is that that's not like that's literally not like I can. Trev Ken, fuck off. See ya. Don't have time for that dumb shit. What were we talking about? Yes. You create a straw man utopia and then criticize the utopia. Here's the thing. Without criticism, you don't create... Like, there's no idea, there's no way to the ideas or the implementation of the ideas. As far as I'm concerned, if we're actually going for that very generalized goal that I put forward, Well, I'm not here to... Okay, so here's the thing. You think... Here's the problem. Your point is taken, but we can't figure out a solution if we don't discuss it. What about proposing different solutions and then criticizing and exploring those potential solutions? I am a critic. I am presenting what I have identified as a flaw. I am not somebody who has the solution. I'm going to go ahead and say that. I'm not an expert. I don't have a master's degree. I'm not a scientist. I don't have money to poll people, which is, by the way, what I believe would be important to do in this type of a situation. Because I think the public opinion is as important in the implementation as anything else. The problem is that I don't really have a specific thing in mind. I have a very generalized goal, and I identify problems in the current structure which would be in the way of that goal. The work of getting to that goal is for people to A, be doing what I'm doing, and for other people, B, to be, or if somebody was perhaps smarter than I am and could do both. But there's steps. This is one of the steps. This is dialectical materialism. You identify problems, and either you present a solution or someone else presents a solution. And as far as I'm concerned, there's a whole bunch of shit that I say that is noticeably a real problem with the way that things go. What was I saying? Sorry. Sorry, the ADHD has hit me. I get what you're saying totally. Then ask people, get after ideas, and marketplace ideas, and explore what you thought. Not asking for answers from you, but conversations. I feel like you're really trying to get something out of me that I'm like isn't what I do. I told you, I'm a critic. I criticize. I identify problems and I attempt to notate why they're problems, explain what about them I think is related to other aspects of the society we live in, etc. For me, save Noah. Planned solutions always fail when confronted with rapidly changing realities. That's such a good way of putting it. Here's the thing. As a YouTuber who is notably leftist, I could very easily present X ideology and just repeatedly say, I think X ideology is correct. And I could recite to you the tenets of that ideology, and a bunch of people would like it. I think many here are longtime viewers and don't understand that Peter aren't usually... Okay. I think many here are longtime viewers and don't understand Peter usually targets people who haven't fully thought out there's deep systemic issues in society. Correct. Oof. That's starting to get overwhelming. That's why I don't do public streams. There's too much going on. It's too hard for me to keep up with. How would you suggest arguing with people who won't accept criticism if you don't have a solution to offer? Like, if they won't hear you out. Well, I do have a solution. I just have a generalized solution. If people think that I can predict the future, I can't. No one can. And no amount of, do I need some Adderall? Yes, I absolutely do. I'm not prescribed that. I should be, but I am not. I will probably at some point go to the doctor and say, hey, I can't keep up with stuff. But yeah. Oh, I meant like conversing with friends over the topics you cover. Just present the general solution. If they say like, all right, well, explain that to me. Say, well, I can't. Like, just be okay with not knowing everything, in my opinion. Like, we need to kind of kill the trope of the expert. You know what I mean? I don't like that everybody has to know everything.
Kill the trope of the expert. I'm sorry, I had to jump in there.
To get to what we would call a society in which everybody has power, I would think that we'd understand. Please write more books. I love custom reality. Thank you, Anna. That's very nice of you. I mean, part of the framework is understanding that you are not an expert, and understanding that your opinion on what things should be isn't necessarily, it's not necessarily good.
This guy's such a grifter.
Kill the trope of the expert is a good idea in a lot of ways and contexts. I would think so. Look, here's the thing. Like, a good expert is one that knows they do not know everything. Thanks, Grimling. Have a nice night. I mean, if your house is on fire and you're planning on where you're going to go while you're in the house, no, you get the fuck out. Yeah, exactly. Again, don't be an expert. Don't present anything as the solution. Just explore possible solutions for, like, any of us. I guess, sure, like, anarchism is a thing that people want to do that is, sorry. Marxism, Leninism is a thing that people want to do. They want to form a party and either electorally occupy the state or violently remove the state. One or the other, blah blah blah.
So what's he advocating for?
I'm not interested in that stuff very much.
Leave a link in the comment if you think, you know.
Like, you know, let's say you want to have some value.
Add value.
I don't want to talk about it. Marxist Leninists actually do occupy, what's the name of the state? I'm just kind of joking, you know.
Just LARPing, basically. He doesn't want the left to win. He doesn't want things to get materially better for working class people.
You could be an organic intellectual like Gramsci told we need. I don't.
He doesn't want to get rid of
that's
Trump.
Not something I'm ever gonna say.
Who is in a pedo network. He doesn't want to get rid of him.
I mean, we can always talk about whatever you want.
Fascist,
yeah, I mean, that's kind of
denier.
why I'm joking about like the nonsense. Saw your name on a Hakeem video. Was it a doppelganger? I don't think so. I like Hakeem for the most part. I generally like electronic music. All right, Trevken. The real Anonymous is watching you. We are Legion. And do not forget. Congrats on the second account, Trev. Ken.
Ha 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 ha.
In my opinion, you can't build a society in which people have, like, they retain all of the value of like, they have actual power resides in the individual, which sounds odd. Like, a lot of people think that that's what things are now, but it's not true.
He looks scared now, doesn't he?
It's hilarious to post 4chan stuff at you, considering your history. Kind of been there, done that. Yeah, for the most part. I forgot what I was saying. It's very clear that I can't keep up with my own thoughts at this point. Just gonna let this stream devolve a little bit. Anarchy versus Marxism, Leninism / Maoism, blah blah blah.
Mess. Watch.
Seems mostly like fighting about strategy to me, so I just end up identifying with the end goal. Also, I have major trust issues, so I end up anarchist. I'm glad you appreciate my position on gender identity. We need to kill the trope of the expert so Peter can feel better about his ADHD and lack of a master's degree. Agreed. I like that. I think that's funny. We are not men, we are Devo. Please do so, Braino. So when you say liberalism, this is something that is always there regardless of which party is in power. Yes. What Zizek book is easiest to read? His COVID book is super easy to read, actually. I think that visionaries are problematic. They're known to become despotic. I agree. I don't know. I guess for me, I'm just sort of against the idea of thinking that we can. I like the way Thought Slime also put it. Conservatives are also liberals, just shittier. Yes, they are. I mean, his criticism on that was actually pretty good.
No, they're not. They're very different. Especially these conservatives that we have in charge now. They're proto-fascists.
I don't know, Dead Ninja Storage.
Not traditional conservatives. Not the ones I respect.
I don't know. I guess.
And neoliberals are completely different. Again, this guy is clueless. Goes on like he's an expert.
Can you talk a little bit about not voting Democrat in a swing state? I mean, I don't want to vote for Biden, but I feel like I must. How stupid do you have to be to think that liberalism sucks? Oh boy. Brenda, do you think that liberalism is leftism? Anyways, I'm not voting for Democrat in a swing state because I'm just tired of being pushed around. Like, in all honesty, I'm tired of people saying to me, like, you have to do this or you have to do that. I'm not here to, like, no, liberalism is not leftist. All right, Brenda. All right. I'm not sure I want to know, to be honest, Brenda. Anyways,
neoliberalism.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have really an elaborate reasoning for it.
There's embedded liberalism.
I don't think that it's wrong for people to vote. Or I'm not advocating people don't vote.
There's
At
classical
this point,
liberalism.
I don't care. I think it's fine to do whatever you're going to do.
There are
I'm
many
tired
varieties
of being
liberalism.
pushed
He has
around.
no clue.
I'm tired of people assuming that, like, because I'm on the left, I'm automatically going to vote for. So no rational reason. Got it? Sure, Brenda. I mean, you can go ahead and watch my video. Come back here.
His video is garbage.
I want to oust Trump so badly. Well, I mean, vote for Biden then, because, I mean, there's a decent chance he could win. He has a much better chance than Hillary did. I'm going to go ahead and say that. I think that it's not a great chance. I'll say that too. Because if Trump really hits hard, Biden is bad all the same way as Trump's bad. Not all of them, but he is very much not going to change any meaningful things about the system. She didn't watch the video, or if she did, she didn't in good faith. So who cares? Yeah, exactly. That's kind of my thought as well. Somebody who thinks that liberalism is not the same thing as leftism and thinks liberalism is better, I just kind of don't care what they have to say. That's, you know, like, whatever. Hey, Kay. All the bourgeois electoralism. Yes, correct, Brenda. I don't have a rational response. Thanks. No rational responses for me.
No, he doesn't have any rational response at all. The only response he's got is to ban her and call her a Karen.
Have you read Custom Reality in You? Listen, it's my opinion that, like, if your goal in the election is to beat Trump, then vote for Biden, because that's the best chance. It's really the only chance. I can't guarantee you it's going to work.
Solidarity with Black Lives Matter.
I really can't. I think that he's got a better chance than Hillary did, but there's also a pretty decent chance the exact same thing is going to happen. Here's the thing. I think that when Trump starts hitting harder, it's going to be a lot harder for Biden than it is right now. Because right now, Biden is kind of benefiting from the fact that Trump is not really hitting him that hard, and so he's been able to disappear a little bit. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Bernie was my number one pick as well. I kind of just stopped caring about the whole thing when we hit no Bernie territory. And also, I kind of stopped caring about Bernie, if I'm completely honest, too. Like, I don't think Bernie's a bad guy or anything. A lot of people... I've seen a lot of people express a lot of anger at Bernie for what he's done post his campaign.
A lot of anger from you.
And I just... Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it, Acta Caboose. Biden has a decent chance exclusively because of Trump's horrible response to COVID-19. Exclusively. And here's the thing. If there are two types of liberalism, economic liberalism and social liberalism, that's not true.
Yes, it is
Brenda,
true. Of course that's true.
By my own admission, it's not a
more
rational
on this
position.
guy
Why would
is.
I watch it? Brenda. Yeah, exactly. Mr. Sergeant Tough Nuts, which, by the way, is a great username. There are all kinds of liberalism. Lots of kinds. So many liberalisms. Jesus Christ,
No, there's
Brenda.
just one, Peter.
Brenda.
That's it. Yeah, you just live in your little world, your little
Put the
bubble
bottle
where
down.
everything's just like black and white. You're such a fucking spaz.
Brenda is a real Karen, isn't Brenda?
Oh, here comes the misogynism.
You don't think Trump's handling of the protests will play a part in it? It is June. That's my response to that. Like, here's the thing. It's June. Are the protests going to be going on in November? I don't know. It would be good. Would they still be protests if it's still going on at that point? I don't know. Maybe it'd go full. Bernie's not a bad dude, but he's gone full lib lately. It's been disheartening. I want to just go ahead and... This is what I wanted to say about Bernie. Bernie, as not a presidential candidate, has no power. So the things that Bernie does are going to reflect a much lower power level than Bernie as a presidential candidate that has a chance at winning.
Bernie offered embedded liberalism.
He was a lot more bold with his social democratic stuff when like that. Non-compete has a major focus on activism strikes for months now. What the fuck do you mean no solutions? You want big picture? Watch his anarchism series. Well, yeah, I mean, here's the problem is that person wants me to
liberalism.
Elucidate like a bunch of stuff that isn't my work. And if I'm completely honest, like I have trouble focusing on just my work.
He doesn't
alone.
have trouble focusing. He's just a grifter.
Did I just say power level? Yeah. How the fuck wouldn't I say power level? I watched Dragon Ball Z. People hate the whole idea of... I've seen people get pissy about... saying power level before, but I didn't think that actually ever happened. Who cares? There's stuff like that it just doesn't matter. Like, just because a few white supremacists have also co-opted Dragon Ball Z language doesn't mean I can't fucking use Dragon Ball Z language. White supremacists are morons, and fuck them. Who cares? We shouldn't be so quick to seed things. I made a documentary about the Matrix and seeding things. Oof. I'm going to have to stop soon. I really can't keep up with the chat anymore. I thought that this was going to be easier to do. I should have thought differently. This has really not been an easy thing to do.
It's been freaked out.
You like the one about the Matrix? Thank you. I'm glad. I don't know. I have no idea. I can leave if it helps. Race to keep with the chat. Can you slow it down? Can I slow it down? Doesn't look like it. No. Sorry for the silly question, but do you want to switch? Yes, I do. Liberalism is literally looking at classic slave societies and thinking this needs a profit motive. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
No, that's
Thank
classical
you, First
liberalism
Labs,
he's
I'm
talking
sure.
about. Google that.
So here's the thing that like it pisses people off when you say social and economic issues are not they're not separate. It pisses people off. Brenda, I'm kind of tired of you. You can go. Bye. I thought it was funny for a while, but now I don't think it's funny. It's boring. Now, I don't want to report Brenda. Brenda didn't do anything intrinsically wrong. She's just annoying. Brenda's a Karen. That's the problem. Like, if you could report people for being Karens, I would report Brenda. But I don't think it's against TOS. Hey, Andrew Hager. Andrew Hager is probably one of my oldest viewers. Andrew Hager watched me before I made political content. Or before I made... People who claim to be logical never are and haven't read Hume. Yes.
What a nice
Report
stream
Karen to
chat
the
he's got
manager.
there.
If there was a manager that could get
Lovely
rid of
people.
Karens, that would be like the most ironic and fun way to deal with Karens. I think I am gonna probably stop though. I'm at a point where the chat's moving too fast. I'm not able to keep up with it anymore. I tried for quite a while, but yeah. It was really nice talking to all of you. I hope that this wasn't a bad stream because it was very difficult for me to keep up with it. It was definitely more active than I thought it would be. But, you know, it was nice talking. I hope that we got somewhere with it. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.